Welcome back to Nails by Sora, and we are at day 19. I cannot believe we're almost at the end. But this is going to be a solo nail, which I have not done before. I've done threes, I think I've done twos. I've done full sets, but I haven't done just a focus on a single nail. So I'm really excited about this one because I love the way it came out. I wanted to do sort of a wood grain effect in the background, which this is the first time I'm doing it, so I don't know if I really achieved it all that well, but I do like that it stands out from the wreath in the foreground because you've got the matte surface and in conjunction with the glossy top coat, so it gives that definition, that um, depth of field, so that the wreath really pops off the background. So I wanted a red door with a bright green and gold wreath. I wasn't really sure how I wanted to tackle it at first, the wreath itself. Um, but it's really ironic. It seems like just before I'm about to record a video, someone posts something similar. So Natalie Mugridge and two other nail artists are doing 25 different nail art pieces this month as well. And they're kind of doing a theme a day where each of them does something according to a specific theme for that day. I'm I'm sorry. I went to bed really late last night and slept later than I wanted to, so I'm kind of foggy right now. I'm trying to get the voiceovers for these videos done. So if I'm repeating myself a lot and I seem like I don't make much sense, I apologize. Um, but yeah, so Natalie Mugridge, Chronically Creative Nails, and Karen Heidi Reese are each doing a video a day around about a specific theme for that day. And I think it was on day 6, they each did wreaths. I think it was day 6. It may have been day 5. But I had it in my schedule the next day to do a theme surrounding a Christmas wreath. So I thought that was really quite a coincidence. So I didn't want to obviously replicate what they did, but I saw how each of them kind of tackled it, and it helped me form an idea for what I wanted to do. So I went in and I am hand painting the wreath, starting out with pistachio, just loosely forming the circle, and then once the circle is there, I'm going to put dots of the color down and drag it to form a stem towards the circle. And I'm going to keep going around the outside of the circle, and then I'm going to go in and pull leaves in from the inside of the circle. I'm going to do it in stages because I don't want, or I didn't want, the gel polish to start bleeding. So I'm alternating back and forth, doing outside, inside, and then once I get to a certain point, I cure it fully, and then I continue around the outside and inside of the circle, dropping in the lighter green leaves. Then I'm going to go in with a contrasting shade of green, Everglades, which is kind of like a khaki, but not quite as brown. It still has very deep notes of green in it. And then once that one is in, I'm going to go in with a true bright green, which is Lost in the Woods. And it is semi-transparent if you use it as an all-over coat. But when you're dropping it down in dollops like this using a fine liner, you can lay it down a little bit more heavily, and it retains that true opacity. So I want to say that I absolutely love the way that this wreath turned out. I feel like after I put on the top coat, it kind of warped it a bit because you lost the look of the individual strokes of the leaves surrounding the wreath, which is a bit of a disappointment, but something that I couldn't really avoid. I needed to encapsulate the circle glitters that I'm putting in now to just kind of replicate the ornaments, and maybe berries if you wind berries through your wreaths to kind of give it that look and give it that little bit of sparkle and Christmas feeling. But I don't. Madame Glam gel paints are great because they dry without a tacky top coat. But I don't have a full variety of their gel paints. I don't have their standard colors. I have their neon colors. I have the black, white, gold, and silver. So in doing the leaves of the wreath itself, I had to use just regular gel paints. So if I wanted to, I could have just cured it, wiped the inhibition layer, and then gone in and stuck on the glitters. But when you're doing this on a real nail, you can't do that. You have to top coat it in some fashion. So I wanted to keep the background matte, and I wanted the wreath to really stand out. So I wasn't going to then go and do a full coat of a glossy top coat over the entire nail and lose the matte background. And I didn't want to do a glossy coat and then have to go back in and do another matte coat. So what I ended up doing is, after I used a little bit of gel paint, gel base to stick the glitters on, and then I went in with a builder gel, um, builder gel consistency base, and I just laid it on really heavily on top of the wreath to encapsulate everything. And then I went in with the fine liner and just put the top coat over the wreath itself um, to further finish that off. So when laying in the glossy top coat, I wanted to make sure that I really only got it on the wreath. I didn't want to bleed out onto the door too much, but to a certain extent it was unavoidable. So I wanted to go in and add a little bit of something on top to try to mask it a little bit. So anywhere where there's bleeding, where you can see that the background is somewhat shiny, I dropped in some gold leaf and accents. Um, and that also just brought a little bit more shimmer, shine, and sparkle to the wreath, which I really liked the final effect of it. But yeah, so I think going forward, if I want to do really detailed designs like this where I don't want to top coat on top of it and blur out the definition, I'll probably use gel paints so that I don't have to worry about it having a tacky layer that needs to be glossed over. And so now I'm just going in and I'm framing out the door. I don't know that it was necessarily necessary. I think I say that a lot. I don't think it was necessarily necessary, but I do like the finished effect, and I think it really completes the overall look of the nail. And that brings us to the close of day 19 of 25 days of holiday nails. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do like this nail. I think it can be paired with a whole variety of looks as you see fit. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. Give me a like and a subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you always know when a new video drops. There will be another one tomorrow for day 20. I hope to see you all there. Thank you again and have a brilliant day.